Hi, Christa here, and you and I have an appointment. This is our space, where we pause, we reflect, and then we talk about what is truly important about leadership awareness, connection, and communication. So, grab yourself a cup of coffee, breathe, and let's chat. I was thinking how important it is for us to be able to make decisions. And in this fast changing world that we are in, decision speed is crucial. If we are not able to make decisions quickly, fast, we're going to be left behind. So in business, it makes sense that we need to increase the decision making speed. Yet, we find that decision making speed slows down. And when that happens, we need to know why. Now, in my opinion, decision making speed is not only an operational challenge, it's actually an emotional concern. So what do I mean with that? Now, when we make decisions, a lot of people have challenges making decisions. And one of the things that people sit with is if they don't have clarity on what they need to do. If there's not clarity about the role, there's not clarity about the ownership of the responsibilities, it's difficult for them to make a decision. Because what is that? Their mind is so busy trying to figure this all out. It's keeping them busy with guessing. It's keeping them busy, their nervous system busy, and it's all over the place. And that slows it down. But something that really tickles me is it's often not even the clarity that slows the decision making down. It's confidence. When people don't feel confident, it's not that they don't know what to do. There's something different about that. It's, do they feel confident about when they make the decision that they will be able to deal with the consequences? So when decision making slows down, is it clarity? It's one thing that we can look at. The next one we need to look at is, are they feeling confident? If people start losing confidence in, are they making the right decision? What will be the risk? Will there be ramifications? Will they lose their jobs? Will they be hauled in? Will there be a penalty of some sort? All of that brings in a questioning of their confidence. So are we able to assist them to build confidence? That's emotion. How do we do that? How do we give them what they need to feel that we value them? Because once they feel valued, once they get the feedback that make the decision, because the company needs to move forward, the project needs to move forward. I remember years ago, and I was then still a rookie, and it was such a valuable lesson I learned at that stage, because I had to make decisions and I had to deal with people's lives. I was dealing with the emotions. I was dealing with their state of being. And I was still doing an internship there. And I had this, I always call it the breathing down my neck. I think a lot of us feel like that as employees, with our bosses breathing down our necks. I had a one-way mirror. So while I was busy working with clients, my director could actually tune in any moment to see what I was doing. Am I on the right track? And that's how we teach. That's how we grow. That's how we learn. And I remember being called in afterwards, after one of my sessions, a coaching session. And I walked out and he called me in. And to the day, I want you to, for a moment, just remember this. That moment where he asked me, why did you do that? Actually asking me about a decision making. Why did you do that? Why did you say that and not that? Why did you do this and not that? And I remember sitting all anxious, and I looked at him and I said, it felt the right thing to do. At that point in time, with the information at hand, this was the exact right thing for them. And his feedback, you were there. Just that, you were there. And it's amazing how that boosted my confidence, because from that moment, he instilled something in me that when I work with everything, with all my intention, I want what is best for my client. That instilled confidence in me in decision making when I work in that environment, that he probably would have done it differently, but I was there. So as team leaders, we need to make sure, are we communicating to our team members that we have confidence and they've got the room in them that they will make the right decision, because that's going to build their confidence, so that there's immediately not only clarity, there's confidence, and that's what they need. If we want to increase decision speed and decision quality, clarity is important, confidence is important. And then there's the third one that comes in, courage. Courage. It takes courage to make a decision. It takes courage to say, I'm doing this. And when I've contemplated the potential consequences, but I'm feeling confident in that I will be able to deal with the consequences. We need to instill that. We need to work with that. That's the emotional underlying part of when we need to have decision speed, decision quality to go up. We need to ask ourselves, what does the human need? We know what the company needs. What is it that I can do to assist, to increase the decision-making speed? And that's sitting on a human level. Give more clarity. Build their confidence. Give them more courage. Reward their courage. And I know it can sometimes be costly. And that's why clarity is so important. That we need to know. They need to know. We all need to know what it is. Have clarity on what it is that I need to do. We don't want to just improve the quality, the speed. We want to improve the quality. And I know in this day and time when things are really going fast, take the time to sit back, and we need to make sure that there's clarity, make sure that there's confidence, build that. The time you're going to take to build and work on that. And once that happens, the quality will be there, the speed will be there. So, decision velocity, decision speed. It's not just an operational thing, it's emotional. And we have a responsibility towards ourselves and towards our teams. to pay attention to that. The more there's clarity, the more there's confidence, the more there's courage. It's a muscle that we build. The more that's there, that will improve the decision making, it will improve the performance, it will assist everybody to move forward. Because only when we make decisions, and we implement them is their movement. The longer we take to make the decision, the longer it takes us to implement, and then often the opportunity is gone. What will help you to improve decision making for you? And the likelihood, if you have an answer to that, is that is exactly what your team needs. Christa here. Thank you for making this appointment. Please like, subscribe, share, and let me know in the comments below what are topics you want. Looking forward